The latest in pop culture and nerd news, an unhealthy obsession with pizza, and more Trek than 12 listeners can handle. Seriously, guys, we could use a few new subscribers, so, tell a friend, please. Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah.
This is a banger.
You know what's so funny is I'm not even worried about a copyright violation because no one's going to do a violation on this song.
No.
Even though it's a banger.
It shows up.
But it's always in like a Uganda or some shit.
Welcome to this very special Keeping Up with
It's a Mount Rushmore episode.
with the Kardashians. And this very it's getting intense.
This is when the tag logo comes on.
Yes. This is Keeping Up with the Kardashians. This is Nick.
This is Donatello.
This is Raph.
Donatello's was always my turtle.
You get,
I like Raph.
I meant Mick, as in Michelangelo. Michelangelo. But welcome to Keeping Up with the Kardashians. You may notice there's a song playing in the background, and you may be saying to yourself, what in the 1980s Max Headroom is this? Because we talked about Max Headroom last episode.
That was 2 episodes ago, actually.
Yeah, it was 2 episodes ago. You're right. Well, it's a special Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles edition 1990.
We've been talking about retro reviews for a while, and finally one's happening.
We're doing a retro review, baby.
Ooh, is this a episode 1 of Keeping Up with the Kardashians retro review?
There we
go. You did it. You really did it. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget.
It's our retro review series.
Yes, it is.
I love it.
And this is part 1.
Part 1.
Episode 1.
Okay, well, we'll call it episode 1. Your mom's calling.
Yeah.
Your mom.
Yeah. Your mom's calling me. This has been on our list to do for a long time. Long time.
Long time. I can't even tell you how long it's been. That long. At least 2 years. At the least.
Oh, at least. And it never came together until now.
I think we've all been suffering on a little
bit
of time.
Well, I mean, it's the same. We're watching a movie instead of watching 2 episodes of Star Trek.
Yep.
So it's not really more or less
fair.
time commitment.
That's fair.
It's just the schedule, the way we schedule things out. It just never really fit into whatever we were doing.
It just hadn't worked.
Yeah.
And
Until
now here we are.
Speaking about scheduling things out, there won't be an episode next week. Just so you know.
What?
We'll be back the following.
Well, because we're going to celebrate the 4th of July weekend then. So we're going to take the week off for the 4th of July.
Where are you going to be for the 4th of July?
I'm going to be in Europe.
I know. Traitor. You are a traitor.
Even better,
gosh.
I'm going to be in the United Kingdom on the 4th
You're
of
a
July.
traitor.
Oh, wow.
Oh my
I'm
God.
going to be watching Hamilton. Actually, at the West End, we're seeing Hamilton. 4th of July, baby.
Wow.
Leslie is bummed out. My wife is super into fireworks, right? And we're going to be in Paris, but we're leaving like a few days before they have their big, what do they call their festival? Their celebration of freedom there. What is
Surrender.
No. After the French Revolution.
I'm kidding.
French holiday, July.
Holiday, folie deux. That's what they call it.
Bastille Day.
Oh, yeah.
I like Philadelphia.
The 14th of July. We leave 2 days before that.
That's a
Bastille.
bummer.
Yeah, she's bummed.
I forget that she's a firework person.
Are you gonna wear your like American flag everything on the
World
4th
War
of
II
July?
champs?
In the UK?
Yeah, it's going to say these colors don't run.
But they travel.
They travel. Yeah, they do.
I like that.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Dude, I would go to a foreign country now and wear that shirt.
These colors don't run, but they travel.
Yeah.
I'd wear that shirt. I'd wear that shirt for sure.
I'd buy that for $1.
I'd buy that for $1. So we are here because we want to review Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with you today. Our whole focus of this episode is...
I'm going to do 2. We got 2 things to cover before it, though.
What?
2 things. So real quick.
Jeopardy 2. Watch on you.
No. The 10 DC movies, first of all.
No, I thought we weren't doing that on here. I thought we were just doing Turtles.
Whatever.
I don't care.
No, let's go DC movies.
No, fine. Let's do... We're doing it live.
Nope.
No, what was the second one?
I just had a question to ask because I was listening to Talk Punch.
Yeah.
And they were debating zombie movies. Pirates of the Caribbean. Are the pirates in that
No.
movie zombies?
No,
They're
No.
undead, aren't they?
it's not. They're not
Technically.
zombies. No, they're cursed. They're not zombies.
Oh, that's a valid point.
I think you're right.
That's a valid point because originally I was supporting the zombie factor.
No,
but
they're cursed.
They're
They're
cursed.
They are cursed.
Good call.
They're
Thank you.
idiots on that podcast.
No.
What do you call them, idiots?
Two of them said.
They're our only friends.
Two of them said they were not zombies. Only one of them said that.
You
they
know
were.
that
And it was
literally
friend of
they're
the
our
show,
only
Brody,
friends.
that said they were zombies.
Oops.
Big fracking deal.
They're not zombies. They're cursed, Brody.
That's a mic drop. There's nothing
Yeah,
you can say to that.
They're cursed. They're not zombies.
Yep.
All right, let's go through this list real quick.
All right, but yes, Rob did come up. Okay, the whole focus of this episode will indeed be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
In
for
place
the
of
review.
Star Trek.
In place of Star Trek, yes. But we do want to start with one other thing because Rob found this list online of Rob. Go ahead, take it over.
It's from Collider.com of the 10 best DC movies. And it looks like they're ranked by IMDb, right?
And I think that's a really important point
It
because
is.
I was much more enraged before I read that.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I was about to send some hate mail to whatever this guy's name is.
Lucas
Graham.
Clobberdan's dick.
That is very close.
Lucas
but not
Clobberdan's
even
dick.
close.
Yeah, it is. Clobberdan's. He's a writer for Collider. He grew up creating lists, stories, and worlds, which led to his love of anime and video games.
This is based on a collection of fan ratings. So fans rated these movies like
Yes,
this, basically.
Yes, the fans rated these movies, and there's 10 movies on this list. Folks, as we go through this list, start thinking of where you would rank these movies. More specifically, think of some movies that may have been left off.
There we go.
list.
Okay. One thing before we get started. So these are the 10 best, right?
10 best.
Absolute 10 best.
Definitive by the
Now,
fans.
when you talk about best, you're talking good ratings, right?
Fantastic.
Just these, and now these are IMDb scores out of 10. The
Out of
10th best. What do you think the rating should be? If you got top 10, these got to be 9s.
8.5 at least.
8.6.
8.5 at least. At least.
Number 10 is The Watchmen from
At-
2009
yeah.
at 7.6.
In truth,
That tells you how badly rated DC movies are.
Yeah, because I have huge issues with the 7.6 rating for something that it's not even on the list. That's below 7.6.
Yes.
With 3 things that are on the list.
Well, there's one
below 7.6.
major one that I have.
Yeah. Yes.
I think this feels like there's a recency bias associated with it. But I will
Oh,
start
sure.
with this. I think to be fair, I think a 7.6 rating for Watchmen is actually fairly solid for Watchmen because people either really hate it or really love Watchmen. I'm actually kind of in the middle. I feel like it's a little too long.
Yes, I would agree with that.
The opening sequence is fantastic. The weird sex scene on the owl is creepy between
Speak for yourself.
I'd buy that for $1.
I mean, that's super creepy scene. What's his name as the comedian is just lights out. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, is
Yes.
that correct?
Yep.
As a comedian, he's great. This was the what's his name came out of retirement to do, or like came out of the woodwork, and he played Rorschach. What is his name? Haley something. I'm blanking on his name, and that's gonna kill me.
Oh, Haley Joel Osment.
No. I'm gonna
Haley Atwell.
no. I'd watch that for $1.
Haley's Comet.
Close, but no cigar. It's actually Jackie Earl Haley.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as Rorschach.
no, I agree. I would say it's a fair rating.
Yes.
I think it's very. I don't know. I think it speaks volumes that it makes it number 10, not even being an 8.
Yes. And as we get further up the list, some of the things that are rated high by fans, I can't fathom.
Yeah. So let's go. Number 9 on this list is Road to Perdition.
First of all, way better than a 7.7.
Yes, great movie.
Yeah.
Second of all, what?
It's based on a DC graphic novel.
Yeah.
I know, but
Still, it
What?
feels like it violates the spirit of what we're really talking about.
Yeah.
If we were to put it in that list.
like I get
yes,
the source material,
but
but
you
also
get to-
what?
Like you were making fun of the Trek Jeopardy, where they're like, "Did you get anybody to respond?" That goes, "Well, actually,
Yeah,
this is a actually moment because it is a DC."
I get it, but also what?
Yeah,
Yeah. Number 8. This is a travesty right here.
Yes.
Number 8, Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
Should be top 3. Should be
And
top
it should
3
not
at
be
least.
a 7, 8 out of 10. This should be
No.
at least a 9.
This
out
is
of
a
10.
9. This movie is a 9.5.
And
This,
no matter what, it shouldn't be 8. Like ranked 8 out of all these groups. It shouldn't be under an 8 rating.
no. This is a top
This is
3 Batman movie
This
of
is
all
cartoon bias.
This.
Yes,
that-
absolutely.
There is some truth to that. Yeah. There's absolutely cartoon bias. Number 7 is The Batman.
How the hell is that rated a 7.8?
A lo-
How the hell?
A lot of people hated The Batman.
Well, they're idiots.
They said
That
it
movie was
too-
so good.
So it was too dark, too slow, too long.
It's fucking Batman.
How is it too dark? They know his parent. They know his parents were murdered, right? Did they not know how the? It's
don't know.
Gotham.
And I don't-
He doesn't live in Tomorrowland.
You
It's
know what?
Gotham City.
You know what's crazy is in here it says, while some weren't a fan of the final act, and I'm thinking to myself, the final act was incredible.
What's
There was the
incredible?
whole rescue in the arena,
Yeah.
and like
The lights.
when he thought they had won against the Riddler, and
The
it turns
fight
out,
on the rafters. Come
yeah,
on.
when he takes the adrenaline shot
Yeah.
and goes, yeah, that was great. And then the shot of him like saving that little girl in the dusk or in the dawn.
and
I often say I usually can try to understand people, or I understand why people might not like things. I cannot understand why you don't like this movie.
I think what's even more absurd is what number 6 is, though.
yes,
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yes.
The Justice is Black edition. I mean, okay, Zack Snyder's Justice League is better than Joss Whedon's Justice League.
Absolutely.
It is still so overbloated and so pretentious.
I think it's just
It
the
is-
fact that it got out, that they released it,
Yeah.
that people were like, awesome.
Yeah.
It is nowhere near as good as the Batman.
nowhere near as good as the Batman.
Now, Batman was 7.8. Justice League is 7.9. So
Don't care. It's still nowhere near.
I know. We're splitting hairs with like it being quote unquote better, but no.
No, it's not. The average of people thinking this is a fantastic movie over the Batman blows my friggin' mind.
Yep.
I got no problem with number 5.
Number 5, V for Vendetta.
Fantastic movie.
Oh my
Fantastic
gosh.
movie.
Yeah.
I was actually just thinking, like, I could stand to rewatch that movie.
Yep,
It's
I
been a
was-
long time since.
As soon as it's on the list.
Especially
Yeah.
with the way our government is going and the way things are working right now.
You
Like,
ain't wrong.
oh my gosh, this would be such a good movie to watch.
You ain't wrong.
That needs to be part of our retro review series.
Number 2. Joe?
V for
Approve?
Vendetta?
No. Oh yeah.
V
It's a-
for
Is
retro.
it retro
series.
enough?
It's 20
It's
years
20
old.
years old. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
20 years old. Retro.
But going back to Road to Perdition, it's the same boat as Road to Perdition. Graphic novel based.
True.
DC property.
It definitely feels more comic booky though.
It does. Well, because he's wearing a mask.
I would
and
agree with that, but it's really the same
The
boat.
guy
That's
Fox
that's a
mask.
fair point. Yeah.
Hugo Weaving was incredible in that movie.
Absolutely.
You never saw his face once. And Natalie Portman was awesome. She shaved her head just specifically for that
Oh my
role.
God, what commitment!
Keep going.
Batman Begins at 4.
We know how I feel about this. No.
I took all the air out of his sail with the
s-
one.
I swear to God that belongs where it needs to go.
What?
No, you're supposed to go swear to me.
Oh, sorry. I'm
Gosh. I
See?
swear to God, I don't know. Swear to me. Gosh, that's one of the most Batman moments ever filmed.
Now,
to this
see,
day.
if this was 3, if this was 3 and you took out number 2 and moved it back to 4. So
Yeah, 2 should be moved way further.
So let's
back, I
go.
think.
So Batman Begins is 4, 3 is Joker.
Joker.
Fantastic
I
movie.
think that's okay.
It's a
I think
fantastic.
that's-
It's a very good movie.
Yes.
Okay, we'll leave it there for now.
Dark Knight Rises is 2.
That's
Okay,
This is
okay.
where I would swap Batman Begins and Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises
should be at the back of this list.
This should be way back there. I don't know how this is an 8.4. I can't wrap my head around an average of 8.4 for this very under executed movie.
Well, because there's so many good things that were there, like the fact that
there?
Is
there?
there's good elements that they didn't deliver on, like the fact that his body is broken down and falling apart after just a year of being Batman.
They
Piecemeal
blew
it.
up the Steelers
It's true.
Stadium.
Blew-
That's cool.
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway's Catwoman is pretty fantastic.
Yes.
She did a good job.
Bane was really well done.
Yes.
He did a great job as that. Like the fight between Bane and Batman in the sewer is pretty solid. I like that fight.
I didn't
I
hate it.
loved it.
I didn't hate it. I just thought it was. I thought there were cool things about it, but otherwise I was a little underwhelmed.
I like the speech that Alfred gives to him about how he failed him and blah blah blah, and like
Alfred was really like
their breaking of the
he was
relationship.
phenomenal in the movie.
The whole thing, like, you're in for a treat, kid, when the Batmobile or the Bat Cycle comes steam, like that's good. My biggest problem is he's not Batman long enough in this movie.
He quits 3 times.
I understand why that's a stopping point for you, but to me, in this version of Batman, it makes sense for him. The whole point of him was to help Gotham do better.
I hate to do this, but
Yeah.
I agree with Nick.
No.
It's not his comic Batman, but that's
Bruce Wayne quits. His family's fortune starts to get abused. He quits his Batman. The city goes back. He quits his Batman again.
He's depressed because he can't be Batman because his body's falling apart.
He healed up real quick, didn't he? He could become Batman again.
Did he get his ass kicked?
By Bane.
Did he? Get
I like
his
how you
ass
say by Bane as if Bane is like
No, I said
Screech from Saved by the Bell. Yeah, by Bane. He got his ass kicked by Bane.
Forever.
that was not the implication I meant by a superior being. He got beat, but it just this movie is a mouth breather in the movie.
Oh, come on, back off of it. I know originally they didn't do a good job with it, but they fixed it in post-production, and it was much better.
No, I'm talking Batman himself was a mouth breather.
Oh, yeah. Where's the trigger?
His mouth was open the entire goddamn movie.
Well, in his defense, he quit, so he forgot how to be Batman.
Yeah.
It all fits in. It all fits in.
It was very.
It's all canon.
The story was very telegraphed, and I know they had to try to fit it in the 3 hours
Talia's
it was.
death is terrible.
Talia's
at the
death
end.
is dumb. Him being duped by Talia is dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Just this movie is not. First of all, it's
not number 2.
It's not an 8.4, and it is certainly not a number 2.
Yeah, I really disagree
I am.
with that, too.
You guys know that I'm the biggest Batman fan out there.
It's not better
than.
than Mask of the Phantasm.
No, it's not. It's not better than the Batman. It's not
Nope.
better than Batman 89. It's not better than
Batman Begins.
It's not better than Batman Begins. It's not better than Wonder Woman. It's not better than Superman 78.
Look, you need to back off because at least we got number 1, and Batman 1989 will be number 1 on that list,
Yeah,
so it's going to be okay.
Exactly.
Except for number 1 is The Dark Knight, which, okay.
We have an argument.
The Dark Knight is my favorite
yes.
Batman movie.
I got literally no problem with this being on
number 1.
Number 1 on
Yeah,
the
I don't either.
It is not my number 1 Batman movie, but I have no problem with it being number 1. I can understand why.
That's fair.
Yes.
That's fair. I actually think it's rated too low at 9.0.
That surprised me. It was 9.0.
I think it should be somewhere between 10 and 9.5.
There had to be some review bombing because yes, it's not my favorite Batman movie, but it's better.
But I
than
mean,
9.
given
This is your ally. You
Sorry.
merely adopted the dark.
You can't tell me that he's not a great voice for Bane.
Well, like I said, there was great parts about that movie, but the other parts that completely like sidewalled the greatness.
I got a question.
Yeah.
If Heath Ledger doesn't die,
He's in the third one, yeah.
how is the legacy of The Dark Knight? What happens to the legacy of this movie if Heath Ledger doesn't pass away?
I still think it's a great movie.
I
I really
don't-
Do you
do.
think it has the legend and reverence
No.
that it does now?
Oh, I
don't.
do. Because I think this was a groundbreaking superhero. It made them take them seriously.
No, I agree with that part, but I do think there's a lot of he died making this movie. That a lot of that aura about it.
Oh, that's
I
the
think-
wrong. Where is he?
I think there's some of that, but I do think the performance itself is so good that
Yes.
it stands on its own merit.
I mean, it's weird that Jared Leto outshined him. And I'm just kidding. I'm totally just kidding.
You can't say that now.
Holy-
Jared Leto's been canceled.
Has he
Yes.
again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did he do this time?
What doesn't he do?
Because he got canceled for the whole Suicide Squad.
No, this
Method
is
acting.
underage.
Oh, I didn't know that.
People's
Oh, great.
some essay stuff.
Like me.
All right.
What are we doing?
Freak.
So when you get lost in the weeds here,
Don't talk like one of them. You're not.
Batman 89. Let's start there.
Okay, then I got 2 that should be on this list.
Batman
Because-
89 needs to be on this list. Superman
78.
needs to be on there.
I say
I don't. Okay,
I say Wonder Woman needs to be on here because that movie was great.
I have
The first one.
There has to be something. Can you go to IMDb?
I'm there.
Can you pull up a couple of the ones? Pull up Batman 89 and pull up Superman. There's no way they're rated less than 7.6.
All right, Batman 1989 is rated as a 7.5.
That's insane.
Wonder Woman is rated as a
Under 7.6. It has to
Yeah,
be.
has to be.
I mean, yeah, 7.3.
Okay, what about Superman?
Superman,
The first fucking Superman is amazing.
I bet you it's gonna be a 7. Superman 1978, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's all nerds. It's all nerds on the internet that don't give a shit about old movies.
Seven tacky.
7.4 for Superman.
Stupid. Okay, can you pull up my other one, Man of Steel?
Yes, that's the other one I had.
Oh, that one was hated by a lot of people though. 7.1.
See, this is
But on this list, there's movies that were more hated. Watchmen was hated by people when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was.
Like
There's
universally.
a lot of revisionist history with Watchmen.
The Dark Knight Rises was hated when it came out.
Rightfully
now
so.
again.
No, not
it is-
rightfully so. Zack Snyder's Justice
Hold
League
on.
was not hated, but
it's the Beatles of Batman movies that sucked.
Okay, so
oh my gosh, that's
do
such
you
a bad
think
take.
that? Do you think putting out this list is just
You
engagement?
could say it's the
Is
Ringo
it-
Starr of the Beatles. It's the Ringo Starr of the Batman movies. You could say that.
It stinks.
Okay, to me, putting this list out and just saying, well, these are the 10 highest rated on IMDb. Is that engagement farming?
Yeah, it's clickbait.
Yeah, because you didn't do any of the work. You just
Right.
took a list and put it on there.
Don't put
and
your
then
name
wrote a-
to it if you're not gonna. If you're gonna write the article, put your name to the article.
What's the person's name again?
I don't know. I already
Someone's
closed
dick,
it.
Dan's dick, something.
I already closed it.
But if you're gonna
This
attach,
list is cowardly.
I think it is a little cowardly to put your name to it and just be like, "Well, these are the top. These are the.
Now-
Don't come to me."
I will tell you, if you go to Rotten Tomatoes, their list is highly more accurate. So here's the Rotten Tomatoes. I'm just going to go right
Lucas Clobberdance Dyke.
dick.
But I mean, these. Give me your opinion. If you're gonna write quote unquote write the article, give me your your best 10.
Here's the top 10 according for DC movies according to Rotten Tomatoes rankings. Dark Knight is number 1. Okay. Number 2, Superman the movie. Number 3, Wonder Woman. Number 4, Teen Titans Go to the movies.
All right, no.
Number 5, Shazam.
No.
Number 6, the Suicide Squad.
No.
Number
Shazam was a lot of
7,
fun.
the Lego Batman movie. Number 8, History of Violence.
Great movie.
Knowing that is a DC property.
Great
That
movie.
is a great movie.
Yeah, that is a really great movie. Number 9, Dark Knight Rises. Number 10, The Batman. Number 11, Batman Begins. 12, Superman 2, Batman Master of the Phasm, blah, 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 blah.
Where's Road to Perdition?
Road to Perdition is number 15 on here.
Okay.
The original Batman is 18 on
Batman
here.
89.
V for Vendetta is 20 on here.
I want to find another list where someone actually rates it. With
Oh,
their opinion.
Joker. Where did the Joker hit?
The Joker was not as high. It was 26 on there. 'Cause
Wow.
Joker was divisive for a lot of people. They were pissed about it. The worst rated DC movie of all time is Catwoman, then Supergirl, then Steel,
Steel. Oh
then
my
Superman
God.
4, The Quest for Peace, Batman and Robin, Jonah Hex. Oh, some of these were bad.
Yeah. Ooh. All right.
So there you go. There was our Batman.
734-494-0980. What is your favorite DC movie?
And why is it Man of Steel?
No,
Just kidding.
That's true.
I'm just kidding. Hey, Man of Steel was highly underappreciated.
the soundtrack alone.
Man, Hans Zimmer nailed that.
But Eli was even just saying to me today, my son was saying, he's like, the little bits of the new Superman soundtrack, I already like way more than the old one. And I'm like, Eli, it's John Williams.
The same guy.
It's but there's some subtle changes.
Yeah.
Like you can tell there's going to be a different flair for it. So
Did he mean the old one is in like 70s or
the new
Man of Steel? You said he likes
He
it more than
originally
the
liked
old.
the Hans Zimmer Man of Steel
Okay.
one. And now he's like, I like this new one better. He's never seen the original Superman. So he doesn't even realize that.
Then you
What am I-
calling Worf a bad parent.
One of my high takes is that the Hans Zimmer Superman theme is better than John Williams. Not by much, but it is.
Go to let's review Turtles before I strangle him. Exactly.
You got to keep that on there, actually.
Yeah, that'll be good. As well as this one, because I love that one.
Ninja kick the damn rabbit.
I'm just going to have that on repeat just over and over again in the background.
We could.
He says damn so many times in this movie.
3.
I remember as a kid watching this for the first time being like, wow.
They get progressively more vocal too.
Yeah, they do.
I believe it's
because
the first
one
one's
is
like
when he loses his sight. Yeah.
yeah when she damn,
Yeah.
and then the other one was somewhere else in the sea. He goes damn.
And then he really lets it loose, right? And that's
So
after.
where are we going to start with this? Where do you want to start with the review? Do you want to go Do you just want to go through the movie, or is Nick going to give us a synopsis?
No, we're not doing a synopsis.
Yes, I got you. Here we go. The Turtles are coming out for the first time, and they meet
They're gay.
April O'Neil, and they're followed by a Foot Clan person who captures
Okay, sorry, too
Splinter.
long.
The Foot Clan attacks them again, and they take Splinter, and then they beat up Raphael, put him into a coma.
Splinter.
And they all decide, oh, guys, we got to be a better team. So they decide to become a better team. The Foot comes back to finally defeat the Turtles, and Shredder realizes that Splinter was the original rat that scratched his face when he killed his master. So Splinter wants to kill them all. They have a big rooftop showdown, and the Turtles are unable to defeat the Splinter, even though they try
Shredder.
really hard. Shredder. But then Splinter's there at the end, and he gets them all riled up, and he charges them, and he throws them into a dump truck.
Tosses them off like a rag
And
doll.
Casey Jones closes that dumpster. Whoops. And then he says, "Cowabunga, I made a funny."
Okay,
All right.
I'm going to step away for just 1 second.
Sure.
You guys go.
Okay.
right.
Gotcha.
All right. So Joe's point of how do you start this? I don't know how to start this, but other than right off the bat, they rescue Rachel April for the first time,
Yeah.
and then the theme music hits.
Dun, 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 dun.
That theme music needs to be the Turtles theme for eternity because that just hits and you can admit it. It's an identifier.
It's a really good opening theme.
Yeah.
It is a
It grabs you.
It's a truly early 90s, late 80s theme because it's really heavy on the synthesizer. But man, does it slap.
It works.
It does.
And it's a good theme for the Turtles.
It does. It works really, really well.
Yeah. And as we all know, your hero has to have a good theme.
Right. I mean, think about this. We got a couple good themes right away because you had Batman the year before, then you had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles come out.
Star Trek 6, the
Yeah,
next
Star
with
Trek-
that overture.
Yeah.
The Rocketeer theme was in 91 was fantastic.
No one cares about the Rocketeer.
I
Rob.
care about the
I
Rocketeer.
know, but we're talking about
Did you watch Star Trek Jeopardy 2?
No, I have not watched it. You talk about the Rocketeer in there, don't you?
Yeah, of course I do.
Gosh, you're such a slappy for the Rocketeer. I've never even seen it, honestly.
Yeah, you liked John Wick, didn't you?
I did like John Wick.
So, I went into this movie really trying to, because you had said something when we were going into it. You were thinking it wasn't a good movie, but
Have
you're
we
nostalgic.
romanticized it?
And so I really focused on that.
Yeah.
And really tried to separate that.
And I did too, right? Like, Joe, we haven't even started.
I did
really-
too. Yeah, I agree with Rob.
We were talking about going into this review. One of my concerns going into this, and I have watched it more recently, but I wanted to go into this review really doing my best not to romanticize it and rely on nostalgia to review it. And as I was going through this movie, I'm like, honestly, this is a banger. It's not.
I tried to go as objectively as possible, having seen it probably close to 100 times. But I went in with. I've always watched it as like a enjoyable watch, never with like a really scrutinizing, eye.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think this movie is fantastic.
Yeah.
I think there are some things that aren't. I think some things that they tried to do that they missed a little bit, but
yeah.
Otherwise, I think it was very well very well faithful to the source material.
Yeah.
It actually used source material.
Right.
I think it took the audience seriously.
It blended the comic book and the cartoon almost flawlessly.
Well, technically, it's not as dark as the source material.
No, it's
right?
not.
No.
That's why they
they're
blended that cartoon in there.
Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly. And you do feel more of the cartoon in terms of how the characters are. But I'm with that.
A little bit, yeah.
Raphael is maybe the only exception to the rule, right? Raphael is like...
Well, they have moments like with Leonardo being very somber.
Oh, yeah.
Reflective.
But Donatello and Michelangelo aren't ever really...
They were the comic relief.
Yeah.
They really were, which is funny because Michelangelo is supposed to be like the nerdy tech guy.
No, that's Donatello.
No, it's Donnie.
I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say.
Get your facts straight when it comes to the
I know,
Turtles.
I'm sorry.
But Donatello always had that
sarcasm,
dad joke energy with him.
Sure, 100%.
And Mike, you knew that, and they fed off each other really well. And then you had kind of like the two lone wolves. Like Raph was kind of like he's like a lone wolf, and then Leo's the leader, so he
takes on a lot on his shoulders.
He takes that burden on a lot. Yeah.
All right, where are we at review wise?
We didn't really get into it other than
Tell me, Joe, do you like penicillin on your pizza?
Bam, bam, bam. So we just basically got into we were talking about how they saved April, and then that song kicks in.
Oh yeah,
And it's really the perfect theme for them.
I love that bass line in the back. It just slaps.
I don't know. It just melds. There's enough comic relief
And seriousness.
Yeah.
and seriousness, but the comic relief doesn't feel like modern day comic book movie humor. It's more campy, but in a better executed way.
See, I would say like modern comic book movie comedy is like, it almost feels like they should turn and wink at the camera after every silly thing that they say.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't feel organic or real or natural. Like when these guys are talking, yes, they're giant turtles, whatever. It feels like there's a relationship here and it fits with what they're doing and how they're acting. Like it fits together. But when you have Scarlet Widow cracking a joke as, like the Chitauri are attacking New York, you're kind of like, oh, that's cheesy.
Also, these are teenagers.
Yeah, and they're teenagers. Yes.
But I mean, so it blends the comedy with some very serious tones.
Absolutely.
Very serious.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. This like Raphael battling his anger issues. Splinter being like, I've tried to raise you right, so you don't have this. You got to fix this on your own. And then learning the final lesson is like that they have the strength as a team together. And like there's so many good elements in growing up.
And with the Turtles, I think they do a really good job of each one having, and especially in this movie, of the personality of a lot of teen groups, especially like when I was young. So you had the guy that was a little more nerdy or techie. You had the guy that was like a little more serious and had the weight of carrying the family, the burden of all that. I mean, you had the goofball and you had the angry kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so they really did a good job in this movie, kind of speaking to those people that are out there. And sometimes the individual that was all four at once.
I just there. What are your? Are we doing scene by scene? Are we going not scene by scene? But are there? Go ahead.
I do want to, before I forget, a few weeks ago, in one of our episodes, we were talking about Robin Williams and some of the movies and how in 1990 he made, he's starting on the up and coming. He made a movie called Cadillac Man. Guess who was in Cadillac Man with him? Judith Hoag.
Oh, really?
In 1990.
Really?
That was her third film credit ever.
Wow.
Oh, 1990 was a huge year for Judith Hoag.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was her second. Her first one was A Matter of Degrees. That came out in 1990. So 3 movies in 1990.
Good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
And her yellow jacket.
And she hadn't really done anything else prior to that. She was on a show called Wolf. That was it.
Okay.
I want to say this with the utmost respect for the role of April and the performance that Judith Hoag gave. I respect that they cast a regular looking woman.
Well, that was that era anyways.
It was, but
everyone has to be beautiful to be.
I understand, but she wasn't even.
She was a pretty girl, but she wasn't.
She was, but not in. I don't know. She was just kind of like.
I think someone you want.
It was believable that she was a reporter. Like
Yes.
like you're not like.
Yes,
who was
she's
like
believable as a local news reporter.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But like Megan Fox is like, oh, we're just gonna cast her because she's hot, and she's sucked in the Turtles movie.
I mean,
it's terrible.
When she's wearing her costume, she doesn't suck.
Yeah, she does.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, she does.
In those moments, she's a great actress.
Fantastic.
Probably
One of the best.
I'll take 10 Judith Hoags over one.
Well, yeah, because Judith Hoag is real, and she's not.
Well, just.
But I liked it. I thought she had great chemistry with Casey Jones.
She had
100%,
great
and the
chemistry.
turtle actors. Like she had to act with these people. In
I
these
think there was an
rubber
interview
suits.
with her where her saying that she, like during filming, she would kind of forget that she was filming with like like not animatronics, but like costumed puppets. And she was like, "Oh, I'm actually talking to Donatello, and I feel like I'm actually talking to these people."
Yeah.
So, and it comes through. That's the
You
thing.
can feel it. Yeah, yeah.
And I thought the costumes were great.
So I want to.
did a great
Can we go there?
Except for the one shot that gets memed over and over and over.
Yeah. Well,
Which one is that?
You can see his face in his mouth.
When I think Leo's in the tub.
Yeah.
And they go up and he says something. It was either Leo says something or Raph said something, and April and Donnie are in the are in the doorway, and he laughs, and you can see the dude in the the mask, and it's just
I've never noticed that.
Oh my god, it's the most frightening thing you can possibly see.
Yeah, I never noticed that before. That's a trip.
That is.
So.
Oh my god, it's horrifying to see.
I want to talk about the suits.
Yes.
Like, so you read some of the reviews back then, and some people talk about now. They say the suits.
Oh, they still look so good, don't they, guys?
They've fallen apart.
That's actually probably from the third one.
Third one.
Yeah, that looks like a third one. Episode.
I don't know how. This is another one of those things where I don't understand how you could say these suits are any worse than the live action ones later down the road, but B. I thought they were quality. You had these guys in these suits, 80-pound suits, doing all the stunts, all the animatronics, all the puppetry that went into these things. I thought they were beautiful.
It was beautiful, and when you take into account that if you watch the fight scenes, which the fight scenes are beautiful,
they did a great job.
It's well choreographed, and they're almost always wide shots.
Yeah,
they're rarely ever do they close up to hide anything.
Yeah.
Everything is mostly a wide shot, which tells you that everybody in there is executing at a high level because you're not trying to hide any shortcomings with some of the choreography.
Yeah.
Like, they know what they're doing, and they're doing this in the suits.
Yep.
It's the choreography is incredible.
Oh my gosh, that's such a terrifying
Isn't
shot.
That terrifying?
I've never paid attention.
It looks like an alien in there.
It's Krang, dude.
It looks like Krang. It's terrifying.
So terrifying. I never knew it.
And kind of going back a little bit, like, this movie didn't treat kids like they're idiots.
This isn't a kid's movie.
But it was. It was PG.
I know it was PG, but I don't think it was a kid's movie.
Right. It was a movie that just happened to be okay for kids to see.
Yes.
But it didn't dumb it down. It went after its audience.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
It treated them with respect.
And they started to dumb them down after that.
Because of the response, because parents thought this movie
was too violent,
even though they
too dark.
No one got bloodied up except for Splinter, really.
Oh, the first actual grazing or cut was at the end of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, Splinter
on Shredder, right? When he gets it on his arm.
No, yeah, it gets it on his arm. Yeah,
yeah,
that's it.
But I don't like. No one got impaled.
Although they did basically torture. They tortured Splinter.
Yep.
And the second in command guy, I forget his name.
Beat up kids.
He beat the shit out of kids, like teenagers.
I mean,
they're not 5-year-olds. They're teenagers. And the one kid was like, basically, can you stop doing this? And he just beat the shit out of that kid too.
You know what's so funny is thinking about how parents were so upset about the violence in this movie in 1990. Today, this would be nothing.
No.
It's crazy how much society changes.
Yeah, but the people were complaining, dads were complaining or whatever, and they had just come from seeing Rambo at the fucking theater.
Yeah, and then they went home and they beat up on their spouse because that was that kind of era still a little bit.
So my parents were very protective of what I
laughed, but that's a very serious matter, just for the record. And I'm laughing again, and I really mean it serious.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm so sorry.
Nick thinks domestic violence is hilarious.
No, I don't.
Domestic violence.
Like, my parents
my God. Oh my God! Can you believe it? They come home and they beat the shit out of their partners. Are you? It's insane.
This is gonna get.
Oh my God!
This is gonna get recorded and put out of context. I'm gonna take off. Listen to this podcast. But like, my parents were really, really on top of what I consumed as a child. And they're perfectly fine with this movie because they know that I was going to sword anybody.
First of all, they're turtles.
They realized it was a movie and it was entertaining. And if there was parenting to be done, they would do the parenting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not Worf.
Yeah, exactly. Banning his damn kid. Anyway, I just like that it. Like, I thought Siskel or Ebert just bashed this movie.
Both of them.
Destroyed this movie.
Are they both dead or just?
But again, I bet
Siskel.
you if this film came out today and they reviewed it, they would review it differently.
I think
Hated
they still
it.
trash it
because it's part of that.
I still think they trash it because they did not. When they were around, they weren't like in the Marvel movies. I don't think even when they were blown
Yeah,
up.
they're too uppity.
Yeah,
Yeah, they are a little. Well, they like The Dark Knight.
did
They like film.
Yeah, film.
Yeah.
They don't like movies. They like
Yeah.
film.
Yeah, right. That's true. That's true. I one of the things that I find so impressive, I never knew this. At the time, New Line Cinema was a small and independent production
Yes.
company.
Yep.
This was an independent movie.
This was an independent movie, and it was made for $13 million.
Yep.
Is it still number 2 highest grossing?
Second highest behind Blair Witch Project.
Made
Yes.
$202 million.
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's still number 2.
It was number 1.
It was number 1 until '99 when Blair Witch came out, and that surpassed it.
Mm-hmm.
But $13 million to make this movie,
13,
and it looked.
And
I love how gritty First of all, they made New York City
look like crap.
But it represented what New York City was in
1990 because it was slowly undergoing that transition.
But it was still very gritty, very dark. I liked how like almost all the city was like wet. It was just like rained, and I like seeing the turtle shells kind of like wet with rain and stuff. It added realism.
Yeah.
This was filmed in North Carolina.
Wasn't it parts here and there? Like the exteriors were done here and some sound stages.
Most of the production took place in North Carolina. A couple of location shoots in New York City, like at the World Trade Center, Times Square, Empire State Building, Hudson
Well,
River.
it's not there anymore.
Yeah, it's not there anymore.
Rip.
Thanks, Obama. Or Osama.
Same thing. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Wow.
Thanks, Osama.
Wow.
If you've listened to this podcast, this is the things we do.
We laugh at domestic violence and terrorism.
Wow.
I've been on my best behavior though.
So
It's disappointing.
I know.
oh gosh,
Nope,
excuse me.
that's YouTube getting you. YouTube's coming back.
It's getting
The
me.
YouTube monster got him again.
It's getting me, man. It's getting me. All right, so going back to this movie though, like you spoke well. Like Judith Hogue is a great casting, but again, this goes back to the budget of the movie. The budget was $13 million.
Yeah.
They're not going to afford. Who's a big star at that time? Nicole Kidman, right? She's probably
This isn't a role for her though.
no. But like, who are like? Okay, let me. Yeah, you're right.
While you're looking up who was a star in 1990. So this was
female
shopped to Disney. This was shopped to Fox. This was shopped everywhere, and everybody shot it down.
Idiots.
Yeah, and then they got to New Line, and they had to beg for more money from some other. So it was to the point where Jim Henson was developing these suits, and it was pay for play. It was going to get canceled, but they would still have to pay the Henson company. But then some company came in with like $5 million at the end of it and was able to save it.
You know who to fit this movie very well for the early '90s, late '80s?
No.
Molly Ringwald.
No.
No.
She would have fit it.
She would not have.
Terrible.
She wouldn't have done it.
She would have ruined this movie.
She would have ruined it. I think Judith Hogue was the best choice for this.
I think the fact that they don't have any star power in this film.
Corey Feldman, sir.
That's true. Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman? Don't you insult the name of the Goonies. All right, continue on.
I've never heard someone stick up for Corey Feldman so hard.
And it'll be the last time you ever do.
In this movie, I will stick up for Corey Feldman.
I mean,
He did Donatello's voice. I mean, what more could you ask for? And he fit. It was perfect. It was. They casted this movie perfectly.
it was.
They did.
But I mean, okay. Other than the voices, because you don't see Corey,
Yeah.
but I mean, you hear his voice.
You
Whatever.
hear its voice, yeah.
But like the castings that you see, like there's no real star power.
Right. Well, they don't have the money for it,
Yeah.
really. It's what it
But I don't
boils
think
down
it.
to.
I really don't think it would have
It had
fit.
Sam Rockwell in it. What are you talking about?
I mean,
Huge star.
pre everything.
Yeah, that's true.
When I was a kid, I was like, other than the smoking, this fucking the foot place looked awesome.
Yeah, you said that earlier. You said that that
Like
whatever
the foot
yeah,
hangout.
looked
Oh,
awesome.
I would totally
they're
hang out there.
skateboarding. They're listening to rock and roll music. They got
menthol cigarettes.
Video games.
video games.
They
You
had
can keep the
narc.
cigarettes, but
Yeah.
everything but that.
They
Like
had narc.
Yeah, narc.
I know.
Yeah, that was a great game back in the day, guys.
It was.
I
Like
mean, they tortured rats on the side, but
To
It
be
is
fair,
what
they
it
were
is.
humanoid rats. Like, if you saw a giant humanoid rat, would you be okay with it?
yeah,
Yeah, I might too, actually.
Splinter was cool.
he was
man.
sweet, man. He was wise.
Not at that point. He wasn't talking to no one. He didn't.
He talked to the ginger.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, wouldn't you?
Danny?
Ah! This
Danny?
is terrifying. Ah! Get
Danny-
it away from me.
Danny was a scumbag too.
Danny was
Yep.
such a scumbag in this movie. Like, first of all, he treats his dad like garbage, which
I know.
his dad kind of deserves that because his dad is kind of a punk too. But he steals $20 out of April's wallet.
That's $1990.
I know,
Probably
so
like
that's like-
$75
That's
now.
$75,000.
He
And
could have
then,
bought a house,
and then he rats out the location of where they're at. Like, he doesn't.
Yeah,
and then accidentally rats them out that they're back.
Yeah. Right. Multiple times, man. This kid sucks.
it's a loser.
Danny sucks. Who played him? I want to look him up. We're gonna send him hate mail.
Let's do it.
And I want to say,
We're not actually gonna do that.
I think this movie has. I think this movie has. Go ahead.
Can I issue you a challenge? Do you still have IMDb Pro?
Yes.
Steve Barron, the director of this movie.
Okay.
Can you go after him?
Yeah.
Michael Turney.
I think that might be a good catch.
I'm on it. Now, my point was, I think this movie has the greatest villain reveal of all time.
Oh, when he's walking.
Oh my god.
That shot, the drone
overhead,
shot
yeah.
overhead, and it just swings down, and you see that long shadow.
Doo-doo-doo. And the music.
It's the oh my god!
So I'm going to piggyback on that because this movie, in a lot of ways, this movie was ahead of its time, and it was because some of the shots they pulled off were quality shots. Like
Yeah.
initially when the police detective was looking at Danny's file, and they wrap completely around to shoot this shot to kind of reveal what he's looking at and to reveal him.
yeah,
It was a very patient shot. It has to take a skillful shot in order to do that. And there's more. I'm drawing a blank on them right now, but where you're like, this is actually a beautifully shot film.
Well, the shredder reveal is an
Absolutely.
incredible shot.
Yep.
For any film, that's a great shot. And I think I mentioned before, like the choreography and the fight scenes they're mostly wide shots, and the fact that they get to do those shots is a testament to both the filmmakers, but also
talent.
the talent that
Absolutely.
they got for the foot and for the turtles.
Yes.
Ernie Reyes Jr. is one of them.
I mean, it's incredible. Just you don't get a lot of times those fight scenes. You'll get close ups. You'll get tight shots to hide some stuff,
Deficiencies.
and you don't when you get wide shots like that. But you kind of get to feel the entirety of the fight scene.
Yeah. And it just, so I wish I could remember the other shot. I wish I would have wrote it down because some of the other shots. Cause
I wrote a couple. Yeah, those are the ones.
Well, like a
I got
couple of
sucked-
shots.
I got sucked in.
Them fighting on the rooftop, like towards the end, is a great shot. Like them showing it off in the distance a little bit.
Oh, there was one. Was it? Is it the shot where Shredder's running at them and it's almost like it's attached to the spear?
The Raph angry shots.
Yes, that's what I was
Yes.
thinking.
The raging
Yeah.
shots that he has where the camera's shaking.
Well, like when Raphael pulls up his sai and they're attacking, I think they're attacking April again when he gets his sai back and he charges them and it's like his point of view
Yeah.
and the violent bouncing. I was like,
It's a great shot.
come on, this is beautiful.
It's a really, really good shot. The cinematographer in this was amazing. Who is that? I got to look that
And-
up. John Fenner.
I don't know, man. A lot of credit to the people behind the scenes of this movie that they
Was
executed.
that
this-
Congressman John Feder?
No, not John Fetterman. John Fetter.
I appreciate the maturity they took with this movie.
Yes.
But then you got the one-liners of they nailed.
They did I think they nailed the comedy really well.
Yeah,
Some of it is cheesy,
for sure.
but it works. It's not overly cheesy.
This John
Like
Fetter guy?
in two, and then
It nails that sweet spot.
yeah.
It's definitely hits the O spot.
I was going to say John Fenner specialized in like working with puppeteers because he was on the Muppet Christmas Carol and the Muppet Treasure Island.
I
And did those movies. So
Muppet Christmas Carol is my
he
favorite. One
was
of my favorite
he was
movies.
cinematographer on those. So this is making
Yeah.
a lot of sense, right? Like
does make
he knows
sense.
how to work with with the puppets and how to accentuate their strengths while hiding their weaknesses, right? I mean, it was just amazing what he did there. What else? We had good music in that movie too.
Mm-hmm.
This is a trip. A couple weeks ago, we were talking about Monty Python specifically, or not Monty Python. I'm sorry. And now I feel like
Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks.
We're talking about Mel Brooks' History of the World Part 2. I'm sorry. He did the score for Meaning of Life. Monty Python's Meaning of Life was one of his movies. He did Fish Called Wanda, Once Bitten, a Jim Carrey movie. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 through 3 he did as well. After that, his career kind of almost ended.
Well, that's 3.
Yeah, 3 will do you in.
He did a
Two
movie
was still
called
enjoyable.
Carry On Columbus, and then another movie called Fascination in 2004, but that was it.
2 was enjoyable. I will say
They watered
that.
it down.
He did
Put it-
UHF.
For sure.
He did UHF, the L.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, 2 was watered down. They hardly ever fight with their weapons, if you notice
They
that.
don't-
That was
I don't
the
think
tone
that at all.
That was to tone down the
Yep.
violence in that
Yeah.
one, which is kind of funny when you think about it because, like, again, Leonardo was running around fighting with swords and no one got cut. That
Yeah,
one-
there's no impaling.
except for the carrot by Casey Jones.
Which was a great scene.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh!
I love
All right, if I ever do that to a woman, she's gonna turn around like where he
Oh.
like rips her down. Like that's a different scene, I think. But when
Yes,
he's giving her the
different
back
scene.
massage,
Oh, yeah.
and she's going like that, and he goes over there and she pushes him away, and he grabs her and throws her onto the
Hey, you
chair.
don't know, that's the type of relationship they had.
That is, yeah, it is because they were feisty with one another.
They were.
There was a lot of tug
They were
of
into
war going there.
They're out in the country. They're they're wearing no bras.
in North Carolina in the steamy hot weather. He's working on them carburetors, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, with those strong hands,
Gonna get that
taking out his
piston,
big knife and cutting phallic objects.
making that piston pump up and down. He's gonna crack that block, if you know what I'm saying, because it was on the van.
I'm trying to blank
That's
on his
true.
name. Casey's name. Elias.
Elias Cotillas.
Another one. He
Great
was,
casting.
He was probably the most campy of the bunch, but he was fantastic.
Absolute psychopath.
Yeah, an absolute psychopath, right? Like this was not a likable guy, too, the whole time. Really, he's
I mean,
kind of
he was.
we meet him, and Raph gets the guys, the purse snatchers, right?
yeah, and he
and they're
wants to-
caught, and then Casey Jones is like, I'm just gonna beat the shit out of him again.
Well, he is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles universe Punisher.
He's got the mask too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on top of that, he doesn't realize he's fighting a giant turtle at first.
I
He
know.
does. No, he doesn't. He's like, "What are you, some kind of punk? What was wrong?" Like,
Yeah,
he
freaks.
thinks-
Yeah.
man, come on. You know what a mask looks like and what a
Again,
giant turtle looks like.
I'm going to say this. It's New York.
It is New York.
It is. So,
like,
I also like on the
the cab driver. So what? You going? What was that? Looks like a giant turtle. You going to
It's a-
LaGuardia?
It's some kind of trench coat.
Some turtle and a giant turtle in a trench coat. You going to LaGuardia?
the end of the movie when Shredder falls into the garbage bin, he's just like, boop, I'm just gonna crush his just psychopath behavior.
Psychopath. Total. Not cool.
Or deserved.
I mean, it is deserved, but he's just gonna, I don't know, boop.
Ooh, he said oops.
But are we? Oh, he did say oops.
He said oops. He
That's
covered
a
himself.
plausible deniability.
He covered himself.
And he was totally cool. He knew all those like Foot Clan people were like 15, 16-year-old kids just beating the crap out of
Did not
all-
give a shit.
did
I'm beating
not
the
even
shit
care.
out of these kids.
I guess in a prior life, he was a teacher.
Oh, that's a good point. I do appreciate like his whole like his family speech to the kids. They're like, this is your family? This is family to you?
You call this here.
You call this here?
That's
That's my
over
fa-
there.
that's-
And he doesn't even say anything. Family? You call this here family? And they're like,
But that's my.
"Ah, you're
that
right."
might be my favorite line from the movie. Is he goes, "You call this here and that down there family?"
Yeah.
Like that's. I don't know.
And the kids are like,
Oh yeah.
But
Thank you,
I
Mr.
use that.
Green.
I use that line in my family all the time.
you call that?
Yeah. And I think we're missing the best line of the entire movie. Involves Casey Jones.
Oh my gosh, I never even knew this line existed. For some reason, I never paid attention to
Donnie
this
goes.
line.
I think it was Donatello goes.
What are you?
You're a claustrophobic.
first of all, hold on. That's a good imitation, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Hey, I've never even looked at another man before." What the fuck?
Oh my! got.
Was that better than what? Am I late on my Sony payments?
This does
I
fit
know
the
that
90s.
that was something. Okay, some things in here are dated.
Yes.
Just because of the time. That is, I think, the most egregiously dated line in the movie. What
Night down here.
You're a claustrophobic.
You want a fist in the mouth? I've never even looked at another guy before.
am I late on my Sony payments?
Did you laugh?
Yes.
I did laugh too, 100%.
You know what's my favorite line? Where's it at?
We've been waiting for you, Miss O'Neill.
Oh yeah.
And he just brings up his hand, opens it, and just slaps her.
You much trouble, Miss O'Neill. I deliver a message.
Shut it.
Shut it.
What's even more troubling is the kid with this accent is from New York, and
I know.
he's talking.
He's like,
talking he's from-
we're supposed to be Asian, so I'm just gonna talk.
You guys I know we're all 16-year-olds in the
Maybe.
Foot Clan, so we have to
Did
talk
they-
offensively.
were there
Maybe
any?
he brought some people over with him.
Maybe.
Orokosaki.
I don't. Are you, so
What
you're
am
telling
I,
me
late
that
on
all
myself?
those? You're telling me that all those Foot who can fight and hold their own were the same kids that were smoking in the base in that warehouse?
No, I think there's tiers.
Oh, is it their training program? That's like the.
Yeah.
It's like a pyramid scheme. You got to work your way up to the top. The more Foot clans you get in, the higher up in the.
the more.
It's that Foot minor leagues.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's
They
the
got to have
same-
a minor league system. You got to build up your main system.
What am I late? Am I behind on my Sony payments again? Your mouth may yet bring you much trouble, Miss O'Neill.
We've been waiting for you, Miss
We've
O'Neill.
been waiting for you, Miss O'Neill.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how he says it. It's
I know.
like super
It's
offensive.
very
Like,
South Parky.
It's hilarious,
it
though.
is. It is. Oh my! But that was also the era, right? Like you could.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't mean anything by it. It was just
No, it was.
They didn't
innocent
mean to be
ignorance.
No,
It was.
it was not.
innocently racist.
It was
innocent
not. It was
ignorance.
not innocent. They knew what they were doing.
I don't know if they did or
They
not.
did. Come on. They just didn't care.
I don't think.
No,
but
I don't think so.
I don't
I
think
think-
so.
I disagree because I think in the long run they got a guy. that
Everything,
came
but
over-
everything's based in Japan.
Yeah, and
So I think. I think it was a bit more innocence to it than if someone did it today.
now April on the other
Because
hand,
everybody's more aware, but the whole cultural appropriation type stuff
Oh, yeah.
wasn't as high on the priority list of
and it certainly wasn't top of mind.
no.
Well, at that time, the big deal, honestly, part of the joke was made. The big deal was against gay people at that point, right? We're in the late 80s, early 90s, the AIDS.
Yeah, but that's why we
epidemic.
had the claustrophobic joke and
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Oh, gosh, man. So good, though. So good. Like, there's so many good scenes in that. Like when they're eating, like when the Raph and Leonardo get in the fight, and they're like, and then Donatello and Michelangelo are like, let's go to the other room, and they're pork rinds,
Pork rinds.
pork rinds. Like it's just so good, man. Or they go and grab the turtle wax. Yuck, yuck, yuck.
It just even
You want some of the cream? Grabs the turtle.
and then it could change on a dime where they're meditating and Splinter comes on and the turtles are effing crying.
yeah, and they're all
And you could see the emotion in the puppet's
Like
face.
around
they're on a
the-
mushroom trip and they're
Yeah,
bawling
around
their
that
eyes
fire.
out.
Yeah. And Michelangelo, they show him crying.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
the one with the tears.
But the
on
other
his-
ones looked emotional as well. And
Yeah.
and that show that without CGI is impressive as hell.
Well, and this is part of like the problem with film today. CGI can do everything. Yes, absolutely. But it feels so uncanny because you can't touch it and you can't feel it.
Yeah.
Like those costumes, they're there. They're interacting with that. And that makes the film
Adds
more
realism.
believable. Even though they probably could do a better job making it with CGI today. It still looks
I don't think
better
they
that
could.
way.
I don't think they could.
They've tried.
Because you take
Well, Michael Bay tried.
Well, they tried with Michael Bay. Like that's why people get so into these, like the Mission Impossible movies, is because that's Tom Cruise hanging out there off a plane type of thing. But I don't think my son would
Gosh,
be.
you and your Tom Cruise. Can you just
Oh my
stop
God.
talking about Tom Cruise?
We go
for
one episode without you jerking him off.
Oh my gosh! Next thing you know, you're going to be talking about what is it?
Scrubs.
Rocketeer.
The Rocketeer is great. No, but in
Oh wait, you already
comparison,
talked about that on this episode.
you literally just said because you could touch these costumes, it invests you more into the story.
Touch it,
You
touch it,
literally
touch
just
me.
said that,
I
and the
wanna
comparison
be
to that
dirty.
is real stunts, practical
Pork rind?
Pork rind.
fight. Fight.
Oh my gosh!
Kitchen?
I just pulled up a
Kitchen.
I just pulled up a picture of the newer turtles again, and they just are so terrible. They just are so bad.
You know what's not?
No.
Like,
Give me Judith Hogue.
and they went over the top even with them. Like, okay, Donatello's the techie one. Oh, let's make him a total nerd and cover him.
Why
in
are they
technology.
so tall?
Well, because they're teenage mutants.
Did you ever watch?
Donatello looks like he's on the phone with tech support.
It's just not a good movie. Those ones weren't. The best part of those movies, the reboot movies, where they do the rap in the elevator when they're on their way to
Oh
fight.
yeah, that was
Do you,
fun.
do you know what part I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah,
That was the only good part from that movie.
I forgot it.
Yeah.
I've forgotten those movies completely. My mind has wiped them out of my system.
Horrible.
Let's see. Elevator freestyle. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, look at this. I found it in like 2 seconds. Let me see if I can get it going here.
Look at you, the master of the internet.
I know.
I mean, you're only on the internet every show, all show long.
All show long.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Here we go. They're just chilling in the elevator.
MC Mikey. MC.
I mean, this fits them more than anything else.
That is the best. Yeah.
And then the elevator opens and they just go out and fight, I think. So that's pretty good. That was the only good part of that.
And it's not even that good.
It was too.
No. It's
I got violent today. I just
the
punched
only
Joe.
reason it's good is because the rest of the movie sucks so much ass. You're like
I feel like you go out of the way to disagree with me sometimes. That was a good scene.
in the context of that movie, sure.
Shut up.
In the context of the construct of time, it's not.
So the suits were made out of fiberglass and then remolded out of clay.
Oh my gosh.
And this movie was released less than 2 months before Jim Henson's death.
Is this part of the reason by the third turtle they changed the costumes because they didn't
They changed
have
the second one too.
Were they different in the second
Different in
one?
the second one. And then the third one they got really bad.
But they weren't drastically different in the second, were they?
They were a little less realistic looking.
Yeah,
they went lighter with their colors, if I remember.
Got a little more cartoony.
A little more animated.
Yes.
And that was probably partially to make it
Well, it was a
safer for
concerted
kids.
effort to go a little more kid friendly
Cheesy.
and
Yeah.
Cheesy. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah, they are. They're definitely lighter
Yeah.
in that one. Yeah. Yeah, I see it. I mean, they're still good though.
They're still good.
Yes.
And if that was the original, if that came out in the first one, we saw that, we'd still be just as fine.
I think
happy
we
with
would.
Yep.
it. Yeah.
The third one they got bad.
But the third one they got
Yeah.
really bad. Turtles in Time.
Although Casey Jones came back.
Yeah, he wasn't really doing much at the time, so makes sense. But the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 ones are really bad. I just
Yes,
pulled up
they
a
are.
picture of them. Oh my gosh. I don't even think their mouths moved as well, and they just didn't. I don't know. It's just not as good.
No.
Why
sir.
did they recast April? Do we know why in the second one?
Judith Hogue went into retirement.
She did not. She kept
Oh.
acting.
She wanted too much money.
Let me find out. Let's see. Reddit told me the answer right away. Let's
Of course,
find out.
Reddit knows everything.
I got this movie while I was shooting Cadillac Man and had to fly up to North Carolina on the weekends. Everyone wondered what kind of strange movie I was doing. Only Robin Williams heard of the Turtles. The movie ended up being a big hit. I still have a hard time watching it. I was never satisfied with how it came out. It lost a lot of its soul. So
What, the first one?
Yeah.
She didn't. What? She didn't like the first one?
Well, and then someone said it's funny how she talks about it today. She's making YouTube videos about it today.
So there's another thing in here. It says Judith Hogue was not called to reprise her role as April O'Neil after the director was unhappy when she derided the way they mistreated the stunt doubles and their unfair scheduling.
I do remember that. Yes, she was
So
critical.
she stuck up for him.
Yeah, she was critical of some of the things, so they cut her out.
No, she gone. We can't have a woman opening up her mouth.
Well, especially in that era, right? They were definitely like that. The new April was not bad.
She wasn't bad, but she wasn't.
But she wasn't the same. Like I remember watching this. I remember as a kid, Watching it for the first
look at
time,
that.
I put it on VHS.
Hot.
Yeah, the cartoon.
cartoon?
April O'Neil. I remember putting it on
Smoke show.
VHS for the first time, and the second April came on the screen. I was pissed immediately. I'm like, where is she? Where's the original April?
Yeah.
Like, I was mad back then.
Yeah.
She was great.
So there's like all kinds of mixed things because she complained a lot about the 6-day shooting schedule and then complained about the violence depicted in the film. So there's all kinds of stories out there.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
But if she spoke up on set, that's probably why she was replaced, especially back then.
She was in the. Had a cameo role in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Out of the Shadows. However, the scene was cut.
Oh man,
Womp womp.
Michael Bay, dick.
And April.
I heard she complained a lot about it.
But yeah, I do remember that in hindsight. Now she made some comments critical of the filming process, and therefore they cut her out of it, which is a real. Well, is it a real bummer actually? Because she was in the best of all of them that have ever been made.
And she still goes to Comic-Cons for this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
she has it pretty good, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Good for her. Good for you, Judith Hogue.
I think we could call her Judy. Right?
Get her on the show and we'll call her Judy.
Just see if we can get her. We'll try to get her.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
We'll have another Turtle special.
Yes.
Turtle Power.
We'll do Turtles 2 and ask her, why weren't you in this one?
Yeah. What's the story there? Was the Seinfeld cast mean to you?
I was.
That's a deep cut.
That is a deep cut.
That is a deep cut.
Although I heard this, I heard that story checks out.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else that you want to talk about?
I could talk about this movie all night.
I mean,
Same, but I'm good.
let's go. Let's rate the movie.
Yeah, let's rate it.
10.
Honestly, like when you're thinking about it like that, like this is the first live action property for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was faithful to the material. It was fun. It was
One of the movies that saved comic book movies.
It was, yeah, I would give it I mean, it's a subjective 10. Remember, this 10 is contextual.
It's a construct of time.
It's a construct, yes. So, but I'm going to give it a 10, honestly.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 10. It's a 10. I find it very difficult to find things that are actually wrong with the movie.
Okay, so let me ask the question. What about Splinter learning the moves inside the cage?
Oh, I don't care about that. That's fine. I mean,
from his sensei.
We're already following a.
I'm just asking the question.
I'm nitpicking.
I'm gonna ask the tough questions.
That is a nitpick. I think they were very faithful to the origin story. I mean, they don't mention his brother Roku Nagi,
something like that.
I think
nailed it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But
I never get to do that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they were pretty faithful to the origin story.
Yeah.
I mean, for the entertainment part of it, I thought that whole montage was hilarious.
It was adorable. Like when him rescuing the turtles.
Yeah.
Pizza.
That's great. Radical.
So, I mean, to me, that's part of the campiness that you're gonna get.
Yeah.
And that was probably the closest they got to like
cheesy.
Cheesy. So.
But I think that actually broke it up and made it a little more fun for me.
So when I look at the movie, and I'm trying to look at it through context of not, I actually kind of want to tell a story about trying to go see this movie too, but I can do that later. That's my issue. That being said, it's not big enough an issue for me to not rate it a 10. This movie is just fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
This is like fantastic.
In a good way.
Do you guys remember trying to go see this movie at the theater?
No.
Do you guys have any memory of that
first time I saw it was on VHS.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I played the heck out of it too.
I think my grandma took me to see this movie.
Do you remember which theater by chance?
I don't. It would have been. It probably would have been down, but probably would have been by not 12 Oaks, by Summit Place Mall.
Oh, over there. Okay.
I think
north. So, I always spend the night over at my friend Swin's house, and we talked his dad into taking us. He tried to get us there for the 4:00 show, sold out at Showcase Dearborn. He tried to take us back for the 7:00 show, sold out.
Oh my god!
He was getting pissed. He took us back for the 9:00 show because Swin's mom was like, "You're not giving up." We went there early for the midnight show and got in.
Wow, he took you to the midnight show.
He took us there 4 times.
That is amazing, though. That is so cool.
No, one of the
That was
few
so
things I
cool.
remember. And it was just because we thought he was going to kill us, actually. Because Swin's dad was scary.
Yeah.
Scary. And yeah, we thought we were going to end up dead that night because he's just like, and he just sat in his van while we were watching the movie.
That's freaking hilarious. He didn't even come in.
He didn't even come in.
I'll just stay in the
He
car.
probably had Wendy's next door.
Yeah.
Or Big Boys.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
But that's a fond memory. It's a fond memory. I won't let that go. And this movie, 10.
10's all around.
10.
I feel like Oprah. You get a 10 and you get a 10. You get a 10.
You get a 10 all the time.
Girl. Same.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for keeping up with us. We hope you enjoyed our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle
Retro review number 1. Issue number 1.
See you around, everyone. Bye.